Leicester with the win. Vardy with a penalty in the first half late on. And then Alvaro's own goal in the second half would give Leicester all at 3 points. Do you want to hear what Jose Mourinho had to say after the game? Well, this is what the Spurs coach said about the result. The result looks the opponent was in control, which is not true. It wasn't a game they deserved to win or a game we deserved to lose. Stevie, is he right?
For the second week in a row, I have no idea what this guy's talking about. I mean, they offered nothing going forward. Yes, you could turn around and say, well, one's a penalty, one's an own goal. But the truth is, had Leicester been at their best going forward, particularly in the second half with the amount of breaks they had, it was kind of Spurs-like, to be honest, then there would have been even more goals. But at no stage were Tottenham in control in this game. No stage whatsoever. They never did anything. For 30 minutes, they were pretty much pinned in their own half in the first half. So, yeah, I don't understand what he's talking about.
We just talked about Leeds. We only think about playing offensively, where it seems to be that the only option for Spurs is to play defensively and play in counter-attack. But when you face a team like Leicester, who smartly played the way Spurs don't want their opponent to play, Spurs are going to lose. Because they don't have another option, they don't know how to reinvent themselves, and they have only one system, is how to defend well and counter-attack. And I feel sad for some players, you know. Kane, Son again, you know, where I know the talent of those players, but they have only one option too. And when they have the position of the ball, we don't know anything much happening. And it's what happened today. I think Leicester deserved to win, and Jose can say anything he wants, you know. He hasn't got another option, and that's the main problem.
These two results prove to us why Spurs are not title contenders, Shane.
Well, you know exactly what you're going to get from Spurs, and more to the point right now is what you're going to get out of Jose Mourinho at the end of the game. He judges games, or it seems that he judges games by whose goalkeeper made more saves. So as far as Spurs are concerned, we don't want the ball, you can have it, we'll defend, we'll make sure Hugo Lloris doesn't have an awful lot to do, we'll hope that we can get a chance at the other end from a set piece, and that's how we'll judge the game, or we'll try to sell it at the end. Spoke about the Harry Kane missed header against Liverpool, the Harry Kane missed header against Leicester just before Leicester opened the scoring. But even then, in a game where you want to arrest the slide, you've just lost one, you're at home to Leicester City. In the second half, you find yourself behind, and we can talk about the penalty, but you find yourself behind. Spurs have twice as much possession as Leicester in the second half, yet Leicester have twice as many shots on target. That speaks about your own lack of creativity, and when you need to find a goal, how you struggle for ideas. And in the end, even with the added possession, at no point in that second 45 did I think that Leicester were the team that were struggled to come to terms with the game, or Leicester were the less likely to score. And keep in mind that Maddison had a goal ruled out, rightly so for offside, but raised the thin margins. Leicester, even then, without the ball, which is kind of to their strength, were better in the first half. When they had the ball, they were better. So now you're asking Spurs, or Jose Mourinho to this point, why do you feel that you deserved any more than you got?
Let's just get the table back up, shall we? As I mentioned, United up to third, Spurs down to fifth. Just 1 point separates them. United do have that game in hand. Stevie, who finishes higher, United or Spurs?
Ooh. Well, I think he asked me this about 5 weeks ago. 5 weeks ago when I said Spurs. I'm going to say United, and I'm going to change and say United because United look like they can score some goals. Watching Spurs, other than playing at 100 mile on the break and defending at the edge of the box, you can't keep doing that time after time. You've got to be able to go and play and beat sides mid-table and below comfortably if you're going to contend. So I'm going to say Man United slightly edge it.
Through gritted teeth.
They've still got to convince us they can win at home. Let's be honest. Beating Leeds United at home doesn't take away all the other woes.
Frank?
Well, you know, I don't like to do predictions before the Boxing Day.
Oh,
is,
goodness, don't
behind
start
us,
this
but,
nonsense again,
Okay,
Frank.
okay.
blimey,
Let me don't jump on me. Let me finish my sentence. You know, I think I would go for Manchester United because I think again they seem to have other options because they seem to have players who can play forward and can score goals and in fact that you don't have a coach who just want to put his hand on the team and the squad the way they have to play. Tottenham, they have to play Mourinho's system. And Mourinho's system is to defend. And we saw today that it's very hard for Tottenham when they are 1 goal behind to go back to and try to equalize because they don't know what to do. And that's the main problem. It's why I give more chance to Manchester United.
Wow, what a difference a week makes. I bet if I asked you all of this last week, it would be Spurs.
Yeah, no question.
And have you changed your mind as well?
I have. And a couple of things happened this week. And listen, I spoke about it earlier in the week. Manchester United still against who has been the traditional top 6, including Arsenal and City, despite their struggles, or last season's top 8 finishers. They've only played 4 of the big boys. Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, City. Only 2 draws. Haven't gotten the better of anybody in that top 8 just yet. But given the way that City had to adjust to play against United, I thought I thought that almost played into Manchester United's own psychology going forward against the big boys. And then the question became, is it more likely that United's away form got worse, in which case you'd see them slide down the table, or their home form got better? And on today's showing, again, albeit against a Leeds team that allows you to play, I think it's more likely that their home form picks up, which makes them genuine contenders. Right now, the only team playing better football than Manchester United is Liverpool.